Hey everyone, welcome to WitCode, where in this video I'm going to show you a cool program I made that can just subscribe you to any channel you want using Python. And so the way I get this to work, or let me just show you how it works. So if I go in here, I'm using PyCharm, but I can just run it from the terminal. I believe it's called myfile.py. If I run this, you can see we get prompted, what channel do you want to subscribe to? Well, for me, of course, I would rather add a subscriber to my channel that I already have. So I'm going to do my name. You can see it goes over there, types it in, press subscribe, the button, and then also puts on all notifications. So this is what we're going to be building in this video. And so I'm going to be using PyCharm to build this, but of course you can use whatever IDE or text editor you want to use. But for this video, I'll be using PyCharm. So the first thing I'm going to do though, is I'm going to create a new project, and then I'm going to specify location. So once it's loaded, of course I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff first. And in main.py is where we're going to be working. And so, of course, the first thing we're going to need to do is install and then import the required modules. And I'm using PyCharm, so it might be a little different than how you install and import modules, but the ones we need for this program is PyAutoGUI, web browser, and screen info. So first, let's set those up or install them. And so in PyCharm, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go to Settings, I'm going to go to the project, Python interpreter, and then I'm going to install them. And so the first one is PyAutoGUI. So install that package. The next one we're going to install is called Screen Info. So I'm going to do Screen Info, install this package, and then we should be good to go. So close out of this, click OK. So first we'll import the time module, which we'll use to add a small delay to wait for our web page to load before the cursor starts moving around and clicking. So let's just import time like this. And next we're going to import PyAutoGUI, which is a module that lets us control the mouse and keyboard. So I'm going to do import PyAutoGUI. And now next is web browser. And this will allow us to open up a web page and go to a specific website. So I'm going to do import web browser. And then finally, we use the screen info module, which is used to gain information about the monitor and the system you're using. And specifically what we want from this is the get monitors function. So I'm going to do from screen info import get monitors. And so now the first thing you need to do with this application is check that the computer the user is using is compatible with this application. In other words, I want to make sure that they have one monitor and that it has a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels. And to do this, we're going to use the getMonitors method, which returns information about each monitor that we have hooked up. And specifically what this returns is a list of tuples containing information about each monitor. And what we specifically want to check for is if the length of getMonitors, if that is equal to 1. Because we want this application to run with someone using one monitor. And then next, we want to check if the width is 1920 and the height is 1080. This is because we're using PyAutoGUI to subscribe for us, which requires these dimensions or it will click in the wrong place. And so because getMonitors returns a list, we can do and getMonitors and then specify the first element in the array, because there'll only be one. And if we say if the height is equal to 1080 and the width, so then we have to get the same element again, dot width, that's equal to 1920, then our program will run. But for now, let's just say print yay, and then if not, so else, we will just print to the console, no subscriber for you. And then let's do like a sad face, just like this. So the reason we need to monitor width and height to be 1920 by 1080 is because we're using PyAutoGUI to subscribe for us. And this requires the dimensions to be correct or we will click in the wrong place. And now let's go back up here, and the first thing we want to do is let's prompt the user to type in the channel that they want to subscribe to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that equal to the variable channel. I'm just going to set that equal to input. What channel do you want to subscribe to? Just like this. And so we're using the input function, which allows for user input, and then we'll capture that in the variable channel. Let me also just close this real quick. And then the next thing, let's actually open a web browser using the web browser module. Specifically to do this, we're going to use the function open. And what this does is it opens the specified URL with your default browser. And the URL that we want to open is the home page of YouTube. So we'll use the built-in module web browser, open, and then the URL will be https://www.youtube.com, like this. And also, I'm using Windows 10, and the default browser can be found by typing in default apps into the search bar. So if you're using a different operating system, you'll find out what your default browser is, because that is what browser will use, or in the browser it will use to open it with. So if I go to like default apps and I scroll down, you can see Google Chrome is what's being used. And also, something we want to do is add a little bit of a delay before we start clicking around with PyAutoGUI. And to do this, we're going to use the sleep method from the time module and specify the delay that we want in seconds. So we're going to do time.sleep, and let's just pass in 1 second. I think that'll be enough. So now what this will do is open up our browser. So now we want to start typing into the search bar the channel that we want to subscribe to. So let's first move our cursor to that location by using the PyAutoGUI.moveTo function. So we're going to do PyAutoGUI, get rid of that space, .moveTo. And what this takes is the X and Y direction of where we want to move the mouse, and then an optional time parameter, which is how long it should take for the mouse to actually get to that position. Also, for reference, the top left of the screen is the coordinate 0, 0, and the bottom right is your resolution. So for this program, the bottom right of the screen will be 1920 by 1080, or 1920 for the X position and 1080 for the horizontal, or for the Y position. But we're going to be moving our mouse to the position 1100 in the X direction and 130 in the Y direction, and we want this to occur over a span of 1 second. And then when we are at that location, which is the search bar, we want to click it. And this is done with the click method. So we want to click on the search bar so that we can actually start typing into it. And that's just done with the simple method click. And now that we have clicked on the search bar, let's actually write some text to it. And this is done with the write method. And what we want to write in this is the channel name that the user typed in. So we use the write method, .write, and then channel, which we receive from the user input up here. And so now we just want to press the enter button. And to press a key with PyAutoGUI, you just need to pass the key name to the press function. For example, we want to press the enter key. So what we do is use the method press and then type in the name of the key, which is enter. And so now we will have searched for the channel, so we can assume that it's at the top of the page. And so now we can use the move to function to move over to the subscribe button and then click it. So it's the same deal again. You do .move to. We're doing 1700 in the X direction and 325 in the Y direction over a span of 1 second. And then we want to click the subscribe button. And that's just done with the click method like this. However, I also think we should click on the notification bell. So not just subscribe, but we should also click notifications so we get notified when they make a new video or something. So let's do, what we need to do is move again. So we're going to do move to, and then 1750, 325, and over the span of 0.5 seconds. And then we're just going to click the bell, so .click. And then let's click also to be notified by everything to do with the channel. So when that little drop down appears, so then we'll do move to, let's do 1750, 360, and then for it to occur in 0.5 seconds. And then we click that as well. So click like this. And then at the end, let's just gracefully exit from the program we made. So let's just do exit with a success or status code of 0. So now all we have to do is run our program. So let's go to the terminal here, open it up, and let's just do Python myfile.py, or no, this is called main.py, and we get, there's no length. Oh, we just put the parenthesis in the wrong spot, so get rid of this. And also I don't think we need parentheses here anyway, so let's get rid of those. And now let's try this again. Hopefully it works. What channel do you want to subscribe to? Let's do wait code again. See it moving over. Subscribe. There, and the bell's turned on and everything. So thank you for watching this video. It was a different one than what I usually make. It's just a nice simple one. But if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. But thank you for watching.